What really happens in the pressure cooker moments of an NBA Finals? Behind all the thunderous dunks, cold-blooded three-pointers, and deafening roars of the crowd, there are stories of genuine connection, sometimes hidden in plain sight. Tonight, we bring you an exclusive look at the emotional relationship thriving at the heart of the Boston Celtics locker room. After the team clinched their 2024 NBA championship in Game 5, cameras caught a moment that left fans buzzing. Jayson Tatum, before celebrating with teammates, stopped to give Coach Joe Mazzulla a tight embrace. The reason? It's more than just basketball. Let's unravel the special bond between a star player and his head coach, a relationship that, as revealed in fresh interviews, could redefine what leadership in sports truly means. History remembers winners, but sometimes it's the unspoken gestures that leave a lasting mark. As the final buzzer rang at TD Garden, and the Celtics edged out their opponents to clinch the 2024 NBA title, Jayson Tatum's first action wasn't celebratory jumps or high fives. Instead, he walked straight to Coach Joe Mazzulla, who pulled him out for the last moments. There, the two shared an emotional hug that, for a split second, silenced the arena's chaos. For Celtics fans, the image was instantly iconic. But what lay beneath this display of affection? In a world often painted in narratives of toughness and stoic coaches, Mazzulla and Tatum showed something different: vulnerability and trust. In an in-depth interview published by GQ on April 23, Tatum gave fans a window into why that hug meant so much. Sharing personal moments, Tatum said, "He, Mazzulla, always tells me he loves me, especially in the game's hottest minutes." Coming from a coach in the NBA where emotions often take a back seat to hard-driving motivation, this public declaration was startling, even for seasoned observers. Tatum continued, explaining how those words, spoken during the intensity of playoffs, both ground and inspire him. When your coach believes in you as a person first, not just as a player, it hits different, he told the mag. This vulnerability and authenticity are rare in the league's high-pressure environment and seem to be a fundamental part of what makes this Celtics era stand. On Saturday, Coach Joe Mazzulla decided to break his silence and explain the reasoning behind his heartfelt approach. Speaking with reporters, Mazzulla offered a candid insight. "It's just perspective," he said. "You can get so caught up in thinking that what you're going through right now is the most important. But what we do here, it's not the most important thing. It's important in that moment, and when it's done, it's done. It's about maintaining perspective at the end of the day." He continued. "We're all on a journey together, no matter how long it lasts. A game, a week, a month, a few years. I can't take any of it for." His words offer a rare, behind-the-scenes peek into how he supports his players, especially when every possession and every second is magnified on the biggest stage. This philosophy is less about X's and O's and more about building lasting human bonds. This partnership didn't blossom over. Since Mazzulla joined the Celtics coaching staff in 2019 and eventually took the helm as head coach in 2022, he and Tatum have forged one of the NBA's most resilient duos. Here's what their journey has looked like. 4 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. In an era defined by fierce competition, the Celtics have been a model of 2 NBA Finals appearances. Their chemistry has guided Boston through the toughest playoff. 1 NBA championship, securing the elusive banner in 2024, cementing their. These achievements aren't just a byproduct of talent. They're the results of shared values, mutual respect, and a refusal to take each other or the journey for. Players on the roster and insiders alike have praised Mazzulla's emotional intelligence. NBA journalists have started calling him the mindful motivator, highlighting his ability to manage star egos and pressure with radical empathy. Tatum's openness about Mazzulla's "I love you" messages created waves across the league, and so some fans applauded the honesty and life perspective, posting stories of how leadership like this changes not just games, but lives. Others were surprised, in a good way, suggesting that the new Celtics culture is setting a blueprint for the NBA. Players in rival teams have spoken anonymously about the invisible edge Boston seems to have, referencing their teamwork and mental resilience. When your leader is vulnerable, it gives everyone permission to play freer. NBA analysts predicted that this off-court approach, more common in college ball or international squads, may become the next superpower that successful franchises. Rarely do we get to peek behind the curtain and see the blend of strategy, emotion, and humanity that propels great teams forward. The Celtics, under the guidance of Mazzulla and the leadership of Tatum, are subtly shifting the narrative of what it means to chase. Their journey reminds us that the lines between coach and player are human first, professional second. That sometimes the extra 1% comes from believing in people, not for young athletes, coaches striving to balance tough love with true care, and fans looking for the Mazzulla-Tatum bond is proof that championship basketball is just as much about heart. So what did you think of this story behind the Celtics lockers? Does this kind of coach-player connection make a difference on the court? Or is it all about the stats in the end? If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look into the minds and hearts driving the Boston Celtics, don't forget to hit the like button and join the conversation in the comments. We can't wait to hear your thoughts and continue bringing you more untold stories from the world of sports. Stay tuned and see you in the next exclusive.